Hey guys, so today we're gonna talk about filters in Unix and Linux command line, right? So we're gonna talk about what are filters and we're gonna talk about some of the filters which are quite popular in the working field, right? And we're gonna see some examples of it also. I'm running these commands in a WSL environment. You can run it on any Linux or Unix based system. It will work fine. I have created, like we're gonna talk about some of the examples like grep, sort, unique, cut, and etc. etc. You can see on the screen, right? To showcase the use case of these filters, I have created some files which are you can see on the screen. These files, like if you want to uh, do the practice along with me, you can just go to my description and copy a link. The link consists of a bash file. You can run it in your Linux terminal, and these text files will be created in your system too, so you can follow along, right? So you can see the files, what are inside those files, so that in future you can remember what is happening with those files. Like the number.txt has some numbers, marks has some rows and columns kind of thing, data.csv has some CSV format kind of data, and so on, right? So the first command we're going to talk about is the grep command, which is used to search text using patterns, right? So in the first example, we can see that we have typed the grep and the error and the log file .txt, the file name, right? So what is happening around here is that we are using the grep command and we want to search the word, the pattern error in the log file.txt. And wherever the error word is found in the log file.txt, that line is being printed. So this is the basic use case of grep, to search the patterns inside a text or any kind of file and just give it to us, the lines in which that pattern is present. We can use some very important arguments. Well, we are not going to discuss all the arguments, but some basic important arguments of these filters. So the first argument is -i. So what this -i tells us that be case insensitive, right? Like I don't bother about if the error is all uppercase or just the first word uppercase or the whole thing the lowercase. I just want the word error. And when I type this thing, the grep -i error logfile.txt, it just gives me all the error words present inside that file. So in this, we can see that we have a new output also present with us with this, which is error, which has all the words in uppercase. In the next command, we can see that we are using two commands and all together, right? So we are using -r and -n, and in combine we can write it like this, right? We have written in that. So what it is doing that the -r tells us that search recursively. Don't search in a single text file. Search in the text file which are present inside that directory. Not only text file, any file which are present inside the directory, right? And the -n tells us that okay, if you found the word inside any file, just also give me the number of the line number of that sentence which you have got inside it, right? So as we can see, the to do thing was found inside a logfile.txt on the to do add login at the 6th line, right? There is another example of grep which is -v argument example, which is -v. So this just tells us that hey, just print the lines which doesn't have success word in it, right? So -v just tells us that okay, it just gives you the sentences which doesn't have the word which is specified after it. Here it is success, right? Inside the logfile.txt, right? So this was the basic understanding of grep. The next command uh, uh, in the filter is sort. Sort is basically just uh, gives his definition by his name only, it sorts the line of the text, right, or any kind of file. So here we are using a name.txt in which we have some of the people name, some of them are repeated, some of them are not repeated, but yeah. So if I use sort.name.txt, they have just sorted all the text according to their alphabetical order, like Alice, Bob, John, and Sarah. In the next, we use some arguments, which is -n and -k, and we are using in a marks.txt. So -n tells us that sort it numerically. Don't sort it with alphabetical orders, sort it with numericals. Means if you see any number, sort it with numerical numbers. And -k2, it just tells us that, hey, sort it with the column number 2, means this column, the roll number column. So it will sort it according to it. So you can see 101, 102, 103, 104, and 104, they are sorted according to it. Now, we're going to use some another command which is uniq. And uniq has like condition, like you can't use it directly on a text file. The text file should be sorted. So you have to first sort the file and then you have to use uniq, right? So we're going to use a pipe to create a pipeline and just use it, right? So at first we just sort the name.txt and put the uniq -c argument. So basically -c just tells us that how many times that word occurred in that file. So here in the name.txt, the Alice occurred 2 times and the Zara occurred 2 times, and both Bob and John occurred just 1 time, and it just printed the output, right? In the next thing we see, we just use uniq only. So what it does is, as it just it doesn't show the repeated words. It just show the single Alice, not 2 Alice, and single Zara, not 2 Zara, right? So it just print out some unique words, not the repetition of that. With -u argument, just print out the words which are unique, which are not repeated inside the text files. So as you can see, here only the Bob and John was printed, not Alice and Zara, right? The next command in the filter is the cut, which extract the section from the lines, right? I want to pick up a specific section of a line in the text file. So we can see in the example with the in the data.csv. So what we are using one argument in it, which is -d, which is basically a delimiter, right? It just separates the data in terms of comma, right? So you can see the data.csv just got separated into like this. If there's one apple and something, some sort of number was there here, right? So yeah, it just got separated in these 3 things because the delimiter was given as comma. And in the next argument, we just said that -f2 means choose the second column and cut that column. So the second column just got cut up, which is apple, banana, cherry, grapes, and orange. The next filter command comes as awk. It's a powerful text processing tool. Text processing tool. Sorry, a typo. Is text processing tool. So what is it does that we can see in the example, the awk -f. -f is just to break the data.csv in comma terms and just print the second value. So if we break it in terms of comma, it will be just again the previously like apple and some xx. Just break it into 3 parts and just print the second part of it, which is apple. And you can see all the things are present, printed like that. And the next command is kind of a complex one. In this, we are using the if statement. So what we are saying that, hey man, the $3 means the value here. Here is some kind of a numerical value. If that value is greater than 50, right? Okay, we are using marks 5, right? We are not using a data file. So in the marks, if the marks, the last bit is a marks one. So if the marks is greater than 50, then print the student name and its marks. So you can see the thing is printed. You can see the whole text file at the starting of video. I've already shown you what was inside it. So you can just refer to it and just understand it, this command much clearly. Okay, so the next command is sed, which is again an editor for filtering and transforming text. So in the first example, we can see that we have sed and we have -n. It just suppresses the output of the thing, right? It just gives you the final thing which he got. So in this way, we have told the sed to search to print the words which are similar with error inside a log file. So the sentences which consist of error just got printed. The next example, we can see that it is kind of a substitution example in which we will substitute the word dog with cat inside the file.txt at a global scope. So if I say if I don't write this G, what it does that it just replaces the dog with cat at the first occurrence inside the file.txt. It will not change all the dogs with cats. It will just change the first occurrence of dog with a cat. So if I need to change everything, I just need to keep this G inside it, right? So the next command is tr command, which is translate or delete characters, right? So in this command, we can see, in the first example, we can see that we are using an echo command, and we print in hello, right? And we are applying the tr command, the translate command, on this hello thing. And what tr is doing is that it's just telling, hey, if you got any characters between a to z, right, just convert it into lowercase from a to z. So what it does, it converts this whole hello thing which was in uppercase into a smaller case. This was one case of tail. There are numerous amount of cases which you can try with tr, right? The next example of tr is to delete a character, right? So we are using data.csv. We are using a cat command to just extract the whatever the data is in this file, and we are saying that, hey, delete the numbers from 0 to 9. So you can see that here we used to have numbers like 1 2 3 4 5. They just got deleted and we got the output. Remember, the changes are not made inside the file, right? They're not made inside the file. They are the file is not um, like updated. It's just an output which you are getting from it, right? Next command is wc command, which is a work line command. Just sorry, it's a word line command character, so it's not a work, it's word typo. So what it does is just counts the words, the lines, and the size in terms of bytes of that file, right? So if I say wc file.txt, it just tells us that it has 4 lines, 14 words, and 67 bytes of storage it's just acquiring inside a disk. If we see some arguments with the wc, you can see we have -l and -w. So -l just says that, hey, I just need to count the lines. So just give me the lines. So it say, okay, you got the lines. There are 4 lines in the file.txt. Next command, we say, okay, now I don't need the lines. I just need the words. Give me the words, the number of words which are present inside the file. So yeah, I have 14 words which are present inside the file.txt. The next command and the final command, it is tail and head. They show the beginning or an end of a file, right? So let's just say I have a list of employees and I want to see the first three employees from the starting. So I will use the head. I will do the use the command, and I can get the data of the top employees. And if I want to see the bottom employees, I can use the tail command. So we can see in the example that we are at first we are using the tail command, and we are using minus n number and 2. So it is telling, hey, give me the bottom two lines of data from the file.txt. So we got the bottom two sentences, which are dogs are cute and my dog is my friend. And if we use the head and we say, hey, give me the top two data from the file.txt. Top two means the in terms of orders, right? So it will say, hey, okay, you got the two sentences which are at top, which were the dog barked and the cat slapped. So these were some of the common commands which you can use in your filter to filter the data out from your text files. So this was all in this video.